Yo, what is up, folks? MTG here with something hopefully pretty sweet. Some of you who might keep up with Modern may know that young Dingo managed to finally, after some number of tries, 5-0 a Modern League with Savaeg Knuckleblade, which reminded me that the card exists and was at some point last year put onto Arena. And so, like, hey, let's take it for a spin in Pioneer Explorer here, which is what we're doing. And around that, we've got a pretty sweet shell. Knuckleblade itself. Green, blue, red for a 4/4. 2 in a greens give it +2/+2. 2 in a blue to return to its hand, and a red to give it haste. It is a creature that has got 4 power for 3 mana, with some other abilities on it, but it was probably a little underpowered for the Pioneer format on the whole. But we're trying to build around this. To that end, we've kind of played into the 4 power Ferocious element. We've got like some stubborn denials here, and alongside that, we want some other 4 power creatures. And there was a point where I was doing like more graveyardy stuff and had like hooting mandrills and things in here, trying to maybe like become a Mets team of Battle Rage, but we've toned it down a little bit. And instead decided to go this route where we're playing around 2 different things. One is like the discard element. So we have Inti, Fear of Missing Out, and a Flamewake Phoenix. And off the back of that Flamewake Phoenix, and these also being 3 mana, I'm also playing some Elder Deep Fiends up here. So let's go through the entire list. From the bottom, we have Stubborn Denial. Counter target non-creature spell, unless the controller pays 1, but then Ferocious if you have a creature with powerful or creator in play, like Savaeg Knuckleblade, Bunker Giant, EDF, or like one of these with some counters on. We have these inties here. It is just straight up negate, just counter that spell. We then have some removal with Burst Lightning. I wanted to play a 1-drop aggressive creature for the inties, and the best thing in this deck, despite not necessarily having tons of instants sorceries, was I think Monstrous Spear. We are base red, as you can see here, and so hey, and we have a decent number and like some tricks and stuff. We have like Bone Crush Giant up here as well. Lastly, 2 Traverse the Evermore to finish this out. We are playing like a Sphere of the Missing Out inti package here. Traverse later on in the game, being able to tutor for Elder Deep Fiend, tutor for like removal, tutor for Fear of Missing Out when you've got Delirium in play, all pretty nice stuff. And early game, you can just like cycle it for a land or whatever. Totally fine. But only 2 copies here. To that end, we're playing 1 forest, 1 mountain, 1 island. We're not going doing on this, but we are like trying to hit our land drops to be able to get to like the Elder Deep Fiend stage anyway. At 2 we have Fear of Missing Out and Inti. Fear of Missing Out's been splashed into pretty much everything recently. Obviously combos with Fable and Mirror Breaker, which was also at one point in here, but was sliced out to make some room. 1 red for a 2/3, enter the battlefield, discard a card and draw a card, and then Delirium if it attacks for the first time each turn. If there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, untap a creature, and after this phase is additional combat phase. This card is actually particularly good with Flamewake Phoenix, because if they kill the Phoenix or it dies or something, and then you get your second combat step, it will re-trigger again. You can pay the red to return it. Importantly as well, like Fear of Missing Out and Inti are primary ways really to discard Flamewake Phoenix. We can just cast it and be in for 2, but ideally we get into play for free after discarding it off of one of these 2. I should say, at one point have like, I mentioned the 4 Fable and Mirror Breakers. I previously had them in place of these Swift Spears, but wanted to have ways to like trigger into the time you play it, and be a little bit more aggressive. Whereas like if you get to mid range and you're starting your like, if you're going 2-3 into like Elder Deep Fiend, like you're kind of time walking your opponent on their turn 4, but if they're doing something like very unfair, they can easily go over the top of you if you give them enough time. So hey, being a bit more aggressive here and playing in towards Inti a bit more. With that being said, the other 3s. So with Flamewake Phoenix, we've kind of been through. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control a creature powerful or greater, you can pay red, return it from the graveyard to the battlefield. It makes it like, hey, it comes in, like hits your opponent. If you've got one of your 4 power creatures that comes back, but also because of that and it coming back, it makes a great target, or well, card to Elder Deep Fiend off of. Bunker Giant has a stomp ability, gives us some extra early removal. And then also later on in the game is a 4/3, which is good for Stubborn Denial and like hitting your opponent with. Hey, and then obviously Big Nux itself. Elder Deep Fiend, which I mentioned a few times here. 8 mana for 5/6 is a lot, but it has the emergent ability for 5 blue. So if you sacrifice a creature and play, you can reduce this emerge cost by its CMC. So emerging ideally off of like Flamewake Phoenix here, you're paying 2 blue, sacrificing the Phoenix, and then cast trigger. When you cast the spell, tap up to 4 target permanents. This could be in your opponent's upkeep as like a Time Walk effect. This could be mid-combat to both like tap some lands and then also like surprise block some stuff. Elder Deep Fiend is really fun to play with, and yeah, we're gonna do some cool stuff hopefully. And that is the list. The mana base is very straightforward. I'm playing a bit of the everything. Blue, red, green. One of each basic with then a Boseiju, a Sekenzan, and a Lotawara. We are base red, so we are playing red fastlands and sharks, but in our across our 3 colors. Like we're kind of splashing blue for Stubborn Dial and Savaeg Knuckleblade. We're kind of we're not splashing green for fixing, but we're playing it for Knuckleblade, and like Traverse is like a nice payoff card. That's the mana base. The sideboard, because I'm going to play this in best of 3. We have 2 copies of Annul. The way to counter artifacts and enchantments. We're pairing these up with 2 copies of Pick Your Poison, which can also help with the flying creatures. We have 3 copies of Pyroclasm. One of the main reasons to play, like, hey, I'm playing this kind of like green-red mid-range deck, but like Monastery Swiftspear doesn't die to Pyroclasm because the prowess trigger. Fear of Missing Out is a 2/3, and then obviously all our bigger creatures don't care about it. Inti and Flaywake Phoenix kind of taking the L there, but being able to play around it when you have it. 3 copies of Pyroclasm. Rending Volley versus Angels, Spirits, Greasefang, all that stuff. Just very efficient removal. We have 2 Eidolons of the Great Revel versus like more combo-oriented stuff. Yeah, things like Lotus Field, kind of like Phoenix type decks, like spells type spells matters. And then also versus mid-range and control, like your Rakdos mid-range, your blue-white control. We have a range of Planeswalkers. As we're doing a bit of a throwback already with Savaeg Knuckleblade, I was like, okay, I'm going to break out the Challenger Torture Defiances here. 2 red, comes in a foil loyalty, +1 extra top card of your library. You can cast that card if you don't, you don't see damage to your opponent. +1 to add red. That can ramp you towards like Elder Deep Fiend, like the turn after, which is kind of nice, without even having to sacrifice anything. Pretty cool. -3 deal 4 damage to that creature, and -7 whenever you cast a spell, it's does 5 damage to any target. Is all-time classic, and it's not seen like tons of Pioneer play recently, but has been a staple in the format before. And then lastly, again, trying all sorts of weird stuff here. Arlen Pax Hope, 2 red-green, is a 4 loyalty Planeswalker, and it's something I wanted to try out, because I've not seen Arlen come up in many lists. However, the ability to just play it and then -3 make 2 wolves does refill your board very quickly, versus like some of the control decks like blue-white that kind of wrath you. It seems pretty solid. And so I figured, hey, you know what, actually, yeah, let's try Arlen, see what goes on. And so, yeah, 2 copies there to round everything out. That is the deck. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Do you like, share the video. All that algorithm stuff helps me out a ton. And let's get into some matches. All right, first match here with a Knuckleblade deck. I'm going to call this video something like the Savaeg Knuckleblade Challenge, like Pioneer Edition. But hey, we're playing some ranked games. It's not that big a deal. See what we open with. Not bad. I'm going to keep this. Inti may be doing some heavy lifting here. So this goes. Theater is almost an odyssey at this point. We'll run out of Swiftspear. Alright, we do draw the source. Sorry, do draw the blue source. Let's go Head and Bone Crusher here. Yeah. Not thinking about it too hard. Drawing the 3rd line is nice. We can make Bone Crusher next turn, or we can drop Savaeg Knuckleblade. But obviously, this gets better later on when we have more mana to put up into it and activate with it. And kind of in a similar vein, we may do neither of the things I suggested. Killing the token, making Inti seems pretty decent. I feel pretty happy with that decision. I'm just not sure what I'm discarding. It might be Savaeg Knuckleblade here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've played a land as well. But we let them untap with this. This seems silly. We can also just not discard. I think that's actually correct here. Because we can use this, and we're not going to get to play the card that we get off of the Inti. We're just like discarding for the sake of the token. Sorry, it's for the sake of the counter. I'd rather keep our resources, especially versus Rakdos. I'm going to decline this. Also, this time coming, we can Knuckleblade with haste here if we want to. They did discard 2 cards, Proving Ground and Restless Fence. This would definitely like read as Jungle Creativity if they hadn't played the Blood Type Harvester. Obviously, it can't be that. Oh, okay. Sacrifice. Sure. Do they have a talent or an oven? They don't. We have backup Inti, which is nice because we can now. How do we want to do this then? it doesn't matter. I feel pretty happy to go Knuckleblade with haste. We can get a combat with these. I don't want Knuckleblade to die is my only thing. So I'm rather going to put the counter somewhere else. I'm going to put the counter on the Swift Spear or the Int. Spread the damage out. If they have like a fatal push here, they like sacrifice bloods. This is definitely happening. This requires the most effort, but it's the biggest blowout. I'm gonna put it here because I feel like they have like a fatal push, some kind of removal spell. Ooh, exiling Flame Wake Phoenix feels bad, but hey. Okay, so disputed. Ooh, and I have Mayhem Devil. I feel a bit better about this decision, but they have to decide now whether they want to spend resources like killing Inti or give us a chance to untap with it. They're on 12, which puts us pretty close to lethal attack. But yeah, they might just choose to kill Inti here. That'd be pretty reasonable. What do we have? This deals 2 damage when it gets to any target when it comes to play. Sure. Oh, they also have a fatal push? Okay, that would be pretty brutal. Okay, no, but the oven is very good still. The oven lets them kill some stuff. Okay, Swift Spear from us is not great. Attack with the Knuckleblade, see what they do here. Can't give trample, unfortunately. Okay, they're gonna go to us. That makes it a little bit easier. I was a little worried they're gonna put yeah. We have Elder Deep Fiend, but it's not doing anything really on this board. Is the issue. We're on 11 as well. This sacks another artifact to make a golem. We have one food. They get to cycle this for. It's a bit awkward. What are we doing there? Alright. I'm gonna cast the cards in our hand, and then hopefully we are not just dead. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are we pointing this? Is this coming at me? Okay, they're gonna try and shoot down the Swift Spears. Yeah. They're on 10. Fable. What's an artifact? Yeah. This card's pretty cool. I'm happy this is going to see a bit more play. I've not covered Sacrifice in a little bit. We saw the yeah, they are playing green for assumedly Big Cat. She's Swiftbit down here. We're at 10. We can't do all that much. like super close to just dead. Yeah. So if we Deep Fiend here, they no, nothing really, nothing actually good. They're gonna put the 3/3 into the 4/3. They're gonna try and kill us on the backswing. They're gonna do this. I do have no food in play right now. Yeah, they don't take any damage is the problem. Okay. We just have the Swiss Spear, like standing here awkwardly. Them being on 11 is the real problem right this second. This making blood for them to sacrifice the Legion Extruded. Yeah, keeping Inti alive would have been really nice. Be on tap with this? They need to ping a damage with this, the problem. What do our taps look like? We tap Mayhem Devil, the Blood Tide Harvester. How else we get? Well, it's not winning. Okay, I have to. Burst Lightning's not terrible. No, because I can sacrifice the Golem. Alright, sure. That goes on the Swiss Spear. I'm gonna try and double block here. Is that the play? No, probably not. Oh, they can try and cheer or something. I'm gonna use this now. And realistically, they get food. Like, it's not great. We're trying to grind through the impossible here. Eventually, that's gonna make double. Yeah. I'm hoping they get aggressive and like try and swing with this Mayhem Devil. That's what my hope is. But they've not really been inclined to do that. We randomly die. That'd be funny. Do this, this. Oh wow. This isn't great. I'm gonna sacrifice the Mayhem Devil. Okay, sure. Oh, they didn't use this. Alright, sure. I mean, we need to save the damage. It's basically not saving the damage, but... So... I can copy the cat. Oh, no, they have the hive as well. Yeah, this is just over. We can't do anything, unfortunately. Alright. we have some decent sideboard cards, right? I feel like we do. So I realize I'm not bringing any like explicit graveyard here. Don't try and copy the hive. Don't try and don't do it. No, they did it. Right. Well, you know, these things happen. We're still dead. They made a creature that's the battlefield tapped. All right. Let's go to game 2. All right. So, Annul actually pretty good here. The Pyroclasms are a little awkward. They don't kill Mayhem Devil, but Chandra does. I like these cards, don't like these cards. These Summon Denials in general I think are bad, worse than the Annuls, even though like they are like not the literal worst. The Traverses I'm pretty inclined to cut. I like the Flies, I think they're pretty solid. The ground creatures are kind of just necessary, I feel like. Alright. Summon Denial versus Annul, where am I at? Annul does everything we want Summon Denial to do, but better. But are we leaving in some copies of this? Probably. Maybe we cut like one out of Deep Fried, but like if they are playing the game plan doesn't do tons. You might go down to like 2 of these. Or like redundancy in the early removal. These can kill Mayhem Devil, which is nice. They don't have loads of actual early creatures that we want to kill is the problem. Yeah, I'm gonna trim a Knuckles here. So we're keeping the Stubborn Denials and also basically like catching Fables in their early plays. But like Fable, which is Oven, Scavenger's Talent, that kind of stuff. But we'll see. Doesn't necessarily feel as good. I still not annulling like Deadly Demise, but like okay. Not Deadly Demise. What's the Sacrifice Draw 2? I'll keep this, but it's you know interesting. So Steam Vent's tapped into untapped forest for the NT. What we're looking for. Theater to lead. Yeah, so like this is a deck where like we would like to be able to clock our opponents a bit quicker, but don't necessarily have the capability to do that. Maybe we get to play like an inter game though here if it lives, and depending if they play, if and what blocker they play. Yeah, so like Harvester. This makes this more awkward, I'll be honest. I think the plan holds reasonably. In fact, it's fine, we just discard the Copper Anguish. It's also very likely we hit some... Okay, cool, we hit a land. Feels good. Rewarded. If they have like Mayhem Devil or Fable here, we'll down tick Chandra at it. Does it feel a little best? Oh, alternatively... No, okay, I don't think we should mess around with it. But getting this to play would be nice. I don't like giving this deck any time or any extra mana. All the treasure tokens, like, that would normally be really good when you use Fable, are like doubly good here. And then I'm gonna no discard here because we have the Elder Deep Fiend. And we can't really use the card. I think it's a loot off of Fable. The extra mana from Chandra might be good here. Let's do some stuff and oh, Claim's annoying. Oi oi oi. Do they have a deadly device for it? The dispute, deadly dispute. That's name the card that shall appear. We do have 4 types of Ferocious missing out, and the Scavenger's Talent. Okay. Ooh. Can we do these this way around? We just play them out though. I wish I knew the card before. We can also discard Elder Deep Fiend. Is that an option? I mean, with these two cards in particular, maybe. Because we don't... so the problem is that we... like, I discard Stomping Ground, but if we don't draw land, we can't cast this. We discard the Flameweight Phoenix, but it's not necessarily coming back for a couple of turns. So this way, we're discarding Elder Deep Fiend to hopefully draw, I don't know, a spell. We can cast the Flameweight Phoenix and start beating them down. Punish them for being a little slow. Because what we're missing right now is a clock. And a clock in the air, that's not a bad draw either. We'll go ahead and play this. Does have to attack. Come on, Flameweight Phoenix. Yeah, we can Knuckleblade with haste next turn. We have some options. And we have the additional combat step with Fear of Missing Out online in theory. But, that being said, let's Fable. Scavengers Talent in play. If you're not familiar with this card, it does everything the Sakurai Sack wants. Whenever one or more creatures control die, make a food. That only triggers once per turn, but the level 2 is where things get really powerful. 1 in a black. That was the one thing. And they have 4 types as well. Okay. Doesn't give the creature haste. Lucky in that regard. Gonna hit us a bunch. If that Deadly is being away, it's not the literal end of the world though. So 1 in a black, when you sacrifice a permanent, target player mills 2 cards. You basically mill yourself, try and find your cats, and then you have Yigra as the big cat that goes infinite with Cauldron Familiar, and then 2 in a black. You can use the last mode there. Beginning your end step, sacrifice 3 other non-land permanents. If you do, return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So they do have the Deadly Dispute. Oh, they get so much value. They mill Fatal Push, they mill some swap. They draw some cards, they make a treasure. And they draw a cat. Good. Good. Okay. We're on 11, we might just die here. This has to attack. I think we're just playing these out. If they don't have a Mayhem Devil, but that's like Mayhem Devil. Oh, they have a Fatal Push. They have a Chandra's Defeat. That's crazy. Okay. Sure. Fable. That's an extra draw. And okay, they have the food taken already. We should probably just block the food. Blocking the Cauldron Familiar is kind of like getting it goes to the graveyard, but they don't have any other Cauldron Familiars right now. This being in the graveyard is fine for us. They get this mill 2 cards off of this. All right, what we got? This doesn't get us anywhere, right? I think we're on 8. This is just gonna be bad. Okay. Sure. We're gonna gamble. Activate the Inti-ability. We'll discard Flameweight Phoenix. I'm gonna put the counter on Inti so we can trample past this thing. What's the card? Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. Let's see how they block here. Let's try and get the reflection. Yeah, 1 food token, but they don't have the Cauldron Familiar in the graveyard. We get to play the Bone Crusher Giant out, and now we're presenting lethal. We also have another Flameweight Phoenix coming back from the graveyard next turn. So the question is, can they find cat combo, I guess? We're on 8. They have a bunch of... If they have like a bunch of ways to this... So if they can find Yigra, they can level this up. And when I say fine, I mean draw it, or alternatively, I just mill into it by just triggering scavengers out a lot. Okay, that's a lot of damage, and a lot of triggers on Scavenger's Talent. So I'm going to mill themselves with 2 cards. You need 2 Cauldron Familiars to go infinite, but they might just be able to find enough stuff to kill us with. We'll see. So get an extra food token here as well. There's a Yigara. Okay, that's already bad. They're going to level this up. Oh, they hit both a Cauldron Familiar and a Yigara? Alright. Well. If you're not familiar with this combo, they're going to sacrifice 3 non-land permanents to return the Yigara to the battlefields. They have a Cauldron Familiar. This Cauldron Familiar is now a food, which means you can sacrifice it to bring this Cauldron Familiar back. They can then do that again and again and again and again and again. Each time we lose a life. Let's keep it up. So let's not. Alright, that is a tough one. We did get max punished by claiming the firstborns in that last game, which is a huge field ban. But in general, we struggled to push damage through versus the sacrifice deck. Inti kind of the only way of we get like Inti damage over the like, and then we also have like the flies over the top. That's about it. We'll keep this. We're on the play. We have like a reasonably aggressive draw here. See what goes on. Have Inti to discard to Inti. Value. Alright. Brewing crab, uh-oh. Worth like offering the, hey, look, if you block, you get to save some damage, haha, but we kill the Ruin Crab, because we will get milled out. And then also, didn't want to discard it into, even though we have the Flame Things to discard, like, don't just want to, like, do it for free. So, are they on mono blue or are they on blue black? They are on blue black mill, or potentially rogues with the crab, but, don't have too much information yet. Okay. Do this. Go to combat. Yeah, discard Phoenix. Go with one of the Swiss. So we hit a land. Alright, end of turn. They're on 13. We still got this Burst Lightning. We're like staying on to. We have Inti. We're 1 land away from it. Well, no. We're not that far away from being able to have a Deep Fiend. You don't have a 25. That's now at 33. Not doing too bad mill wise. Not been burnt out quite enough. Knuckleblade isn't going to help us. Attack here. And discard Inti onto the Swiss Bear. They want to block? They're going to sack this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pretty happy about doing this. If they have some kind of board wipe effect, I don't want to extend by casting the Bone Crusher Giant. Alright. We put them dead to a number of things. And we'll see. They have a crab. Again, we have 32 cards on library now. No, 31 after the exile on Inti. Let's keep it up. Okay. Bit better about this matchup than I knew the sacrifice one, but here we are. So I don't have a great revel. I'm kind of down with Chandra's, the Arlen's picks. I'm not seeing anything to warrant this, and I'm not really gonna ease in terms of what we're cutting. The burst lightnings are pretty bad. The Bone Crusher Giants are a little slow. We don't have any good ways to deal with like actual zero good ways to deal with the crab. But that's fine. We're not really slowing ourselves down or boarding like this. I think this is okay. This is tempting. If we see some weird stuff, then maybe bring the Picker Poison. But actually, no, we do have Rending Volley. Is Rending Volley better than like Arlen? No, I don't think so. It is most of the time a deck card, and we'll probably just mill through them anyway. Okay, let's run it. Mulligan. Keep. Bottom one of the blue spells we can't cast. I mean, look, a fairly aggressive hand here. Like, leaning towards some good stuff. The blue back version of the mill can play more early interaction, has fatal pushes, has access to some wrath effects depending on how they configure their sideboard and stuff. Yeah, we see a fatal push. That's fine. I don't necessarily want to reveal the fact that we've got like a bunch of challengers in our hand. Or even in our deck, I should say. Okay, the Spiral Canal means that actually we would rather discard Chandra, but, you know, if we didn't draw a blue source, I was definitely going to discard something now. Okay, swings and roundabouts. Oh, they got another early. They've got Drown in the Launch. They've not played any big mill cards. Well, any early mill cards yet, but there's no real pressure to you. If you can play this early game and then, okay, yeah. I'm going to try and set up with Frank Sansa here. This has been a great turn to actually hold this up, but we can't choose, really. I don't want to ramp them. This isn't going to trigger for any cards now, but we'll probably kill this at the end of their turn. Or, well, like a main phase, maybe. We can't do anything about this. Oh, we did hit a Phoenix, excuse me. We kind of have to kill this now, even though it gives them extra mana. Just a bit too good. But if they cast a spell here, we maybe get to Summon Denial it. This has to be done in their main phase, because if they go to end step, they get a trigger, they get to mill some of their 8 cards. Just worth us just stopping that. Okay, let's go Chandra. Let's go Chandra, let's go. Ah, they have a Cling. Oh, let's just cycle that. And we have an online Traverse Demon Ward, which is...
Yep, you're going down.
Oh, can't cast that. They take 2. And hopefully this just gets to go tick up, tick up, tick up, tick up, ultimate, and they die. Sure. I'll grab the forest, but we'll find the eye. I guess we won't find that. Really. Should have got the blue source because we have this, but yeah, that feels dumb. Is it dig through time? It looks like it might. Oh, they're cleaning again. Yeah.
Oh, today's my lucky day.
I don't want to get a land, but actually casting this. We actually don't have the requisite types. The cast Brokerage Giant, hold up Stubborn Denial. I'm actually going to decline this so that we have this up, just depending that we have the counter spell. See what they have exactly. They need to deal with the Chandra and the Brokerage Giant. They're at 16. I think this is the most dangerous thing because it adds up a lot of cards over all turns. It does rely on them having an answer. It does mean we're like giving up on our like I should protect Chandra. However, all right, pick this up. What do we hit? We hit a land. That's damage, and ultimate's the ultimate. I'll go Traverse here. Get a creature card. Might as well be the boy, Savaeg Knuckleblade. Don't have mana for that, but we'll next turn. Yeah, the throwing sanity into Jace is a really easy way to lose a game. Oh, this is rude. I'll ult Chandra. I haven't done this in a while, that's for sure.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Whenever you cast a spell, someone's filled 5 damage to the target. Alright, we got there. Nice. And that is Savaeg Knuckleblade. We got to activate the haste ability. We didn't do the others. It was a little underwhelming, but that was kind of expected. The like deck package felt pretty cool at certain points. We got ran around the table a bit by Jund Sacrifice, and then got to do our thing versus the mill deck, which is cool. Even though we had our Flame Wake Phoenix's mill through, but we never actually got to bring them back. But the deck performed pretty well, and we got the Chandra and Chandra Emblem. Like, hey, what's not to love? I do think there is like, well, actually, I've been a big proponent of Hollow One. I think it is actually, with like Fear of Missing Out and some of the other new cards, like a reasonable archetype that you can just play in Pioneer. I've got a few videos on that, but I think I'm going to do a refresher with some best of 3 because I don't think I've played it in best of 3 recently. In fact, I think there's an Explorer best of 3 qualifier on Friday, which might now be in the past, but hey. I guess, yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see some Hollow on best of 3. But I also think there's some promise for like the like Flame Wake Phoenix, Bunker Giant, like Elder Deep Fiend, like stuff with maybe not Inti, because we're not going to necessarily be as aggressive. We mean a bit more taking our time, but like something with like these cards, these cards, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, some blue bits and pieces, and being like, and maybe even some Kozilek's returns sounds super sweet. So hey, let me know what you think. Sideboard as well was like totally fine. Again, got to kill someone with the Chandra Emblem effectively. Got to feel great about that. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. It was a bit silly, little goofy. But hey, thanks for watching. Peace out. And don't forget, hey, if you're still here, please do subscribe. I appreciate it. Help support the channel.